Emily, hey, congratulations for Sensation.
Thank you very much. Hi.
Hi. Hey, so let's start off with that easy question. What initially attracted you to a project like Sensation?
Abby, once I read the script, I was sold. Like, I wanted that part. I thought Nadia was just such a dynamite character. That was something that I really wanted to get my teeth into. I think it speaks for itself.
How did you want to approach to play Nadia? Because I could tell instantaneously you are nothing like Nadia.
No, no, I'm not. And I think from an actor's point of view, that's what's so fun, is not playing someone that's like yourself. That's when you really get to play. I worked really closely with Martin, the director, and we created Nadia from the script. We worked really hard on making her real because she's almost robotic and quite sort of Russian in her delivery. So we had to make sure she was believable and wasn't just a 2D character. Hopefully that worked.
I was gonna say you are very stoic and mysterious throughout the film, and that's what you were going for.
That's what we were going for. Yeah, I never wanted anyone to really know whether Nadia was a good person or a bad person.
So how in your head, how did you distinguish what was real and what was not real, or was the script written that well?
Um, there was a lot of like, hang on a moment, I've just got to check whether I'm really doing this or whether this is really happening. I mean, it's hard, especially when you're filming and you're not filming consecutive days. So yeah, we had to come up with a general understanding of like, what do we as a group of actors believe this script is trying to say, and all agree on the narrative and then go from there. Because I think it's very open, as a sci-fi thriller, it's so open to interpretation.
Do you ever feel bad because technically you're getting into the headspace of all these other characters? I mean I guess that's the actor's dream, right? Is to get into their headspace.
Yeah, yeah, no, I didn't feel bad. I felt like I had achieved what I wanted to.
So how was it acting alongside Eugene throughout this entire film?
I think, I mean, we aren't supposed to get on, so we kind of kept our distance a little bit from each other, actually. He's a fantastic actor and he just brought it every single scene. He was amazing, but we didn't bond because we didn't want to. Like, we were living in that house that we shot in. All the actors were living there for the month that we were shooting. So I didn't want to become too close with certain actors because I didn't want that to come across on screen.
So this is like your version of method acting, keep your
Yeah.
distance from your coworkers.
Yeah, and it's a really good excuse not to be social as well. You're like, no, no.
So you actually lived in that house. I mean that must have been quite some experience. It looks like a beautiful house.
It was the most amazing place I've ever stayed. And we shot in the summer. I think it was like May 2019, and it was beautiful. There was no COVID. And we just sort of, the sort of job that you get, and as an actress, you're like, oh, okay, no, this is nice. Like, I can do this.
So tell us about that I want to say difficult and challenging scene, the bathroom scene. I mean, how many takes was that, or you were like
Yeah.
such a professional and like, I could do this once.
We did it in one. We actually did it in one scene. There were like wardrobe issues where wardrobe like didn't want us to do it at all because they only had one outfit, and we had to shoot something next where everything had to be dry. So Martin was like to me, and Eugene said, right, you can do it, because we really wanted to do it ourselves. And we both trained with stage combat and we worked out a way to do it. And yeah, we did it once and it worked.
Wow, that is actually quite impressive. No rehearsals, no nothing. You just immediately.
We just did it. I think we had 3 cameras up, so we had sort of like backup. We had like side views and close-ups all at the same time, and everyone was petrified I was going to smack my head on the other side of the bath if he picked me up and threw me back too much. But I don't know, when you're shooting, you're always like, no, I'll do it. It's fine.
Well, I think that's terrific. Now you get to put stunts on your resume if you need to, right?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, no, I do love doing my little bit of stunt work as well.
So are you a fan of sci-fi films yourself? Because I guess this is kind of categorized under sci-fi.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I think it does fall in the sci-fi category. It's interesting, isn't it? I love sci-fi. I would say the Matrix franchise is probably one of my favorite. So it's quite nice to be involved in something like this because it's completely different from anything I've ever worked on.
Well, I mean, the Matrix is a very meta in its own way, trying to understand the levels of reality and virtual. But I think this is very similar
It
in
is.
that case. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. We've sort of, I don't know if I should say this, but we had some reviews and they called us like the budget Matrix. And we were like, actually, that's quite cool because that means you've understood where this film should be placed and categorized. So yeah.
So what is your personal understanding about, the topic of sensation that this movie is trying to reveal? I guess it's much more the topic of the extrasensory perception, the ESP is what it's.
Yeah. It's interesting. I love my conspiracy theories and I go quite far down the rabbit hole. But I think there are people that exist in this world that do have sort of, I guess you'd say, like superhuman powers. And maybe they don't know it, or maybe they do. But I find it fascinating. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've like with things like MK Ultra and all the mind control that they use, I think this film is going to draw so many people in with our like tagline, protect your DNA. I think that's going to draw in a lot of audience, especially at the moment with like all the conspiracy theories around like the COVID vaccines and things like that. So I think it's very topical.
It's so real in itself.
Yeah.
That is true. What kind of projects do you like to look for in your personal career?
I mean, projects like Sensation, they don't come around very often. And for me, it was an absolute dream because Nadia is such an interesting character to play. And I always look for female characters that aren't just there to be the wallpaper. You want to be a vehicle for the story. I don't want to be the girlfriend, you know? You want to be the killer or the boss.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess that's what Nadia is. It's molded to for us to guess what she actually is.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Well, Emily, one more thing then. Would you like to have powers as it was portrayed in Sensation?
Yeah, I think so. I think honestly, yeah, probably. I think, and it'd just be more exciting, wouldn't it? Is that a terrible answer?
I was gonna say life would be different. That's for sure if you could read or project.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'd like to read people's minds, but maybe planting ideas and changing their senses could be quite interesting.
Most absolutely. Well, Emily, hey, congratulations once again for Sensation, and thank you for speaking to us about this film. I look forward to your next project.
Thank you so much. Lovely to meet you.
Nice. Bye now.